We'll pull to the end of your driveway and then let you take the lead. After an early start to fuel up the Turtle and grab a quick fast food breakfast, Kenny Jeep and the Turtle stopped in Boone, Iowa to meet up with another couple that would be joining us on our trip west, Carrie and Darren's friends, Sarah and Nate. It had originally been planned that Sarah and Nate would be towing their own Jeep, Wiggles, out to Colorado with us, but the couple had changed their mind and decided to simply drive out in Nate's new Ford pickup and just ride along in either Kenny Jeep or the Turtle once we hit the trails in Colorado. Because of my discomfort driving the Turtle at speeds in excess of 65 miles per hour, rather than continue along Interstate 80, where the posted speed limit would be 75, and it was not uncommon for the tractor-trailers to blow past doing 90, Darren suggested we drive through Nebraska along U.S. Route 30, a local road that generally parallels I-80 until the Colorado border. Following Route 30, also known as the Lincoln Highway, our route would run alongside the major Union Pacific freight rail lines running east and west through Iowa and Nebraska for much of our day's journey. Almost every 10 minutes, our convoy of 2 Jeeps and a Ford F-150 would pass a large freight train either heading east back toward where we were coming from, or west in the direction of Colorado. Taking Route 30 also meant driving through numerous small towns, slowing from 65 miles an hour to 40 for a couple of miles before speeding back up again. While slower, this route afforded us the opportunity to see more of small-town Middle America for ourselves. Places like Columbus, Nebraska, where a 1978 U.S. Army M60A3 Patton combat tank is on display in front of American Legion Hartman Post 84, an Eagle Scout project completed in November 2016. we neared North Platte, Nebraska, Darren made the suggestion of stopping at the Golden Spike Tower overlooking the Bailey Yard, the world's largest railroad classification yard. Located halfway between Denver, Colorado and Omaha, Nebraska, Union Pacific's Bailey Yard has 200 separate tracks, totaling 315 miles of track, 985 switches, 766 turnouts, and 17 receiving and 16 departure tracks. An average of 139 trains and over 14,000 railroad cars pass through Bailey Yard every day. The yard sorts approximately 3,000 cars daily using the yard's two humps. These humps are used to sort 4 cars per minute into one of 114 bowl tracks. The bowl tracks are used to form trains headed for destinations across North America, including the east, west, and Gulf coasts of the United States, as well as the Canadian and Mexican borders. The yard also includes 3 locomotive fueling and servicing centers that can handle more than 8,500 locomotives per month, a locomotive repair shop that can repair 750 locomotives monthly, and a car repair facility that can handle nearly 50 cars daily. In 1995, as a result of its massive size, the yard was recognized in the Guinness Book of Records as the largest rail yard in the world. The Golden Spike Tower and Visitor Center was first conceived in the mid-1990s, as Union Pacific's prior viewing platform was falling into disrepair. Community leaders thought it a good idea to erect a tower that would allow visitors to get a bird's-eye view of Bailey Yard. The Golden Spike Tower and Visitor Center opened on June 26, 2008. The 7th floor leads to the open-air observation deck, where visitors can experience the sights and sounds of the rail yard, while the 8th floor features an enclosed viewing area and displays featuring maps of the yard, interesting facts about the Pacific Railroad and the equipment they use, and models of the facilities. There is also a special display describing the history of the Transcontinental Railroad and the Golden Spike, for which the observation tower is named, that connected the Central Pacific Railroad from Sacramento and the Union Pacific Railroad from Omaha at Promontory Point, Utah, on May 10, 1869, including replicas of the last spike. The Visitor Center also features a courtyard proudly flying the 23 flags representing each state the Union Pacific Railroad serves, and a vintage dining car currently being renovated. Following our visit to the Golden Spike Tower and Bailey Yard, Kinney Jeep, the Turtle, and Nate's F-150 pickup continued west along US 30, crossing into Mountain Daylight Time as we departed North Platte. We turned south off US 30 near Big Springs, Nebraska, and crossed the border into Colorado on US 138. Here we stopped for another photo op at one of the numerous Welcome to Colorful Colorado signs, located at almost every crossing into the state, something Michelle and I had wanted to do since planning of our road trip had begun.
We'll do that on the way back.
As evening crept near and the sun moved lower on the horizon, We continued toward our next overnight stop near Fort Morgan, Colorado. All three couples in our small convoy watched as rain showers could be seen forming in the distance. We hoped we might be able to avoid the heavy rain we could see just ahead of us until our route turned us right into the face of the storm. Within seconds, visibility got so bad we cut our speed by a third, and it seemed like we might even need to pull over and let it pass. Fortunately, the rain did not last long. Within 5 minutes, it had slowed to a gentle trickle. 8 minutes after it engulfed us, the rain had cleared entirely, and our convoy was treated to a beautiful sunset. Only 15 minutes later, we reached our hotel in Fort Morgan, a total of 14 hours since we departed Alden. Only one more day of driving to reach our final destination.
Turn left on I-76BL.
Our last full day of driving started a little later than the prior travel days, departing the Fort Morgan Hotel at 8:30 in the morning. Based on prior trips, Darren and Nate had decided the best route to reach Durango, Colorado would take us past Denver and south to Colorado Springs and Pueblo, then turn west through Canyon City and Poncha Springs, to cross the Continental Divide at Wolf Creek Pass. It would be a longer route than if we headed west right from Denver, but the route was supposed to be easier to reach Durango, as the passes we would traverse would not be as high or steep as the ones along Interstate 70. Unfortunately, fate would have other plans for us along the way. We were driving down the interstate, keeping our eyes peeled for the first real view of the Rocky Mountains. Suddenly, I just barely saw it coming at me and had no time to react. What was that? At first, it seemed like just a mild annoyance, debris on the road that looked to me like part of a chain from somebody's trailer hitch had been kicked up by Kenny Jeep and bounced past under the turtle. It sounded to me like whatever it was had bounced up under my driver's side front fender and continued on past my Jeep. There was no immediate indication anything had gone wrong. Then Nate's voice came over the radio, saying he could see something hanging down under the turtle.
There was something in the road that went by.
We all quickly pulled off the interstate at the next exit.
Exactly what it was. Yeah, he's not acting any unusual. Yep, I'm rubbing something now. well. That's...
Darren and I performed a quick survey of the damage. Darren's fear was that one of my brand new shock absorbers had somehow broken loose, which could have been a major issue and potentially ended our vacation before it had even begun. We quickly discovered it was not any of the shocks, but instead my steering stabilizer. The debris the turtle had hit had literally ripped the bolt connecting the stabilizer piston to the tie rod connector clean away.
Once we get to Durango, Eric at Predator Trail Gear just sent me the plans for what we need with part numbers and stuff.
There was little other choice than to remove the stabilizer piston entirely and continue on our way, waiting until we reached Durango for a more permanent fix. Everything seemed fine as the Rocky Mountains started coming into view in the distance. We continued on past downtown Denver. Castle Rock. Colorado Springs in the U.S. Air Force Academy. And finally, into the outskirts of Pueblo, where we stopped for lunch and gas. Even now, I'm not sure exactly what changed. Maybe it was the increasing heat of the day combined with the 38 minutes sitting in a hot parking lot that loosened elements of the turtle suspension. Whatever the cause, once our trip resumed and we turned due west toward Canyon City, I finally got to experience something every Jeep owner knows about, but I'd been fortunate never to experience before.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I got death wobble.
True death wobble. Circumstances and experimentation quickly led me to realize death wobble was occurring at almost precisely 45 miles per hour.
Oh, that was interesting. Death wobble! Fuck!
Yeah, I cannot do 45.
At speeds below 40, the turtle was fine. Speeds above 50, the turtle was fine. It was only at 45 miles per hour that death wobble would occur. And guess what the posted speed limit for most of the route between Pueblo and Poncha Springs and south along US Highway 285 was? If you guessed 45, give yourself a prize. By the time we reached the plains around Villa Grove and Del Norte, I had learned how to control the death wobble to an extent. Our next challenge was crossing the Continental Divide. When it came time to cross the Continental Divide, Darren and Nate had chosen to use Wolf Creek Pass between South Fork and Pagosa Springs, Colorado. The creation of the first road along Wolf Creek Pass began in 1911 and finished construction in 1916. The 12-foot wide road was doubled in width in 1930 and was paved 20 years later. A 900-foot tunnel on the eastern portion was opened November 5, 2005. Wolf Creek Pass tops out at 10,857 feet above sea level. The pass was named for Wolf Creek, which starts near the top of the pass and flows down its western side to a confluence with the West Fork San Juan River in Mineral County. Wolf Creek Pass was made famous in 1975 by country music artist C.W. McCall's spoken word song of the same name, in which the pass is described as
37 miles of hill called Wolf Creek Pass, which is up on the Great Divide.
Wait for us at the bottom.
Once we had crossed the pass and turned westward again through Pagosa Springs, it was only another 90 minutes and one final bout of death wobble. The worst one, as I had to slow to 25 miles per hour before it went away. Before we reached the house we had rented on the outskirts of Durango, Colorado. In spite of the turtle's mechanical issues, it only took us 11 hours on the road to reach Durango from Fort Morgan. We quickly settled into the house we all rented in Durango, a large 3-bedroom, 3.5-bath home modeled, Darren soon realized, on a railroad roundhouse. The house had recently completed a renovation over the prior winter season, and we were among the first people to stay there since the makeover. Nate and Sarah claimed the upstairs mini apartment with its own kitchen and living room area, as they were night owls and were likely to be up later than the rest of us most evenings. Carrie and Darren, as the organizers of our vacation, settled into the master bedroom suite with its king-size bed and private bathroom. Michelle and I were more than pleased with the second bedroom, which also featured a king-size bed. A large walk-in closet utilizing the house's pre-renovation front door with stained glass window, and an upper mezzanine accessible by a tight spiral staircase, a new addition to the room since the renovation, where a kid or two could sleep if larger families rented the house. This mezzanine provided access to the upper windows that overlooked the expansive fenced-in front yard. Our bedroom also connected to the common bathroom right off the main hall. The design of the house included a large open-plan living room with leather furniture and a heating stove in the corner near the master bedroom door, and a dining area that could easily fit 8 at the dining table, and a well-equipped kitchen with an island providing additional seating. At the front of the house, alongside the main entry hall and down a few steps, was a separate game room with a heating stove and glass doors leading to the front yard. This would act as a makeshift 4th bedroom when Carrie and Darren's other friends arrived the next day. From the dining area, a new set of sliding doors led to the back patio, featuring a covered outdoor high-topped dining area, a hot tub jacuzzi, propane fire pit, and a gas grill. All overlooked by a steep hilly yard where the local mule deer and flocks of hummingbirds would often congregate. Every amenity a vacationing family could want. Rather than immediately hitting the trails as we had originally planned, our first full day in Durango consisted of trying to find the parts we needed to repair the turtle. I had figured, considering the popularity of off-road wheeling in the region, that there had to be a 4x4 specialty store nearby that carried steering stabilizers or replacement parts. I was wrong. Every 4x4 specialty store I called that morning either did not deal with such equipment at all, or would need to order the parts with a likely delivery date after the date we had to start heading back home. Fortunately, Darren, a professional engineer, knew what he needed to jury-rig a repair, and we found a shouldered bolt of the correct size when the two of us personally visited 4x4 and More across the Animas River near the south end of Durango. By early that afternoon, the steering stabilizer had been reinstalled on the turtle. And a quick road test back into downtown Durango assured us that he was ready to hit the trails the next day. Coming soon in future installments of Our Colorado Road Trip.